Alright everybody, what's going on? This is vlog number 26 and I'm about to do the dishes and I thought, let's get this on video. I don't know, I want to make these vlogs as something that's you living with me. It's a part of my life and, am I in camera? Nice. And I just want it to be like showing people that these thoughts come from any time, anywhere, any place, and I don't want to necessarily have to sit down and talk at a camera to get my thoughts out. Like I just want to do my own things and to show you that my mind is always like creative and working and I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I want to change it up. I want to do something different. And yeah, so just like every other vlog, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm just going to start talking. And I feel like I have to say that. I feel like I have to say that because it makes it more real. Like I don't always know what I'm going to talk about, but when I say that, it gives me the confidence that I don't need to know what I'm going to talk about. And these vlogs really are just helping me become a better public speaker because that is one of my goals. And let's just talk about that. Why do I want to be a public speaker? Because I want, from a very early age, I hope this water doesn't get too loud. I think that's something I was worried about, but we'll see. I guess it's better than having a washer and dryer going in a video. Anyway, why do I want to be a public speaker? Because there's many reasons, but the first comes from a very young age. And I was always big into quotes. I think I've mentioned this before in a video, but I've been really big into quotes. And I remember I'd get done with practice, if I was into sports at the time, or I'd just be at home and I would look up these famous quotes of whoever and I would try to memorize them. I would try to memorize who said them. And I remember it was starting to actually work because one day I was in class and one of my friends was saying some quote and they're like, oh, I don't know who that is. And I'm like, oh, I think it's Emerson. And someone was like, oh yeah, I think you're right. And I remember we looked it up and I was right and it wasn't a big deal, but in my head in that moment, I'm like, oh, it's paying off. And I really like knowing the famous one-liners of influential, important people. And so there's always been this obsession with these one-liners because another reason to why I like it is because these one-liners and these little things, they inspire people. They inspired me. And they always made me feel something. They always made me feel like life had some sort of actual meaning to it. Like life was something to write about. I mean, something to capture. There was something out there for me in my life that needed to be noticed. And that's what these quotes and these inspirational sentences would do. They made me think and look for these special things in my life. And I would grow up and I'd watch these people on YouTube and giving these just great speeches. I'm always just an emotionally feely person. So when someone gave a really impactful speech, it would just hit me. I'd get goosebumps or maybe sometimes I would cry in my room alone because I was a young boy. I mean, you don't cry. Even though my entire family knew that I was just a drama queen and I cried so often growing up. And so I would just get so moved by these speakers and these speeches, and it's like, I want to talk to a million people and say something so impactful that resonates with them, that makes them get emotional or like touched. And do you know how hard that is to do? This isn't just like, it's not just like reading some speech. It's like an actual application of that information. Like, the reason why motivational speakers and people can touch other people is because they've experienced something in their life and they're just talking about it. That's why I like poetry. And I think my best poetry is when I really try to formulate a story around something I've experienced. Like, not all of my poetry is around something I've experienced, but I just find that when I do write about things that I know, it's always just that much deeper. And I think sometimes, like, I pretend or have pretended to be somebody I'm not because I want to, like, ensure that I'm creating meaning in someone else's lives. And I think for a long time I was just thinking that, well, my life wasn't that cool, that like all those people that were moving to me, all those people that were inspirational to me actually had something worthwhile to talk about. And although that's true, they had something worthwhile to talk about, but what couldn't be further from the truth was that I didn't. Because I did, and I do, and we do. No one has ever lived your life before. No one has ever done what you've done. I was thinking about this today. No one has lived, like, think about how all the places you've walked, all the places you've been, literally in that exact time. Like, I'm here right now at this exact time in this exact place in the entire world, and nobody else is. And not even if they were in this room, they wouldn't be standing right where I'm standing. I own this connection. This was a gift. This is mine that was given to me from my Creator. And that's special. No one's ever walked in the same place that I have at the same exact time. Nobody ever can, because it's mine. It's me. And I don't say it's mine and it's me as like, I'm not gonna share. Because that's what motivational speaking is, and that's what poetry is. It's sharing your space. It's sharing your connection. You're letting people know that, hey, this is what I see from this vantage point. And it's been a big eye-opener for me these past, I don't know how long, I don't know the time frame, but when I just started realizing that I too have something important to say. My entire life is important to share. No one would know I would exist. No one would know of the fun I've had or the emotional moments I've had if I didn't share them, or the uncomfortable moments, or the triumphs, or the losses, or, you know, the shortcomings. No one would know any of that if I didn't share it with them. And that's just what I want to do more, is I really want to be more of a public image or a public speaker, because I would do great in that light. Because I want the best for all of us. And all I want is for people to like look for meaning in their lives. All I want is for people to actually like just see that their life is just worth looking for the good. It's worth that. It's worth every bit of time you spend looking for something beautiful in someone or yourself. It's worth it. It's not some delusional hippy-dippy silver lining. It's literally life. We're here to be fun and joyful. We're here to create that. I'm not here to sit here and complain about the housing market increasing and crashing and stocks not doing well or panicking about this or that. We're here to literally make decisions and to create the best life that we can. And so doing these videos just helps me prepare for that, because it's taking the subtlety and the little tiny meaning that is hidden from everyone, and giving it meaning. Like, I'm just, it allows people inside my world, and it allows me to get comfortable with people seeing that. Because if I want to speak to millions of people, I'm going to have to learn how to be comfortable with sharing my personal transformation. Like, real personal transformation, not just the scripted, like, part of sharing a message, but getting real emotional and raw. And that's what I do with these videos, is I just try to be emotionally available to communicate how I feel and what I think. And so I'm really pumped about the day that I can look back at these videos and be like, wow, this really did help. And I super encourage any of you that have the same dream and goals as mine, is to like make a YouTube channel. And if not a YouTube channel, maybe your Instagram. Or if not an Instagram, maybe just make videos and save them on your computer. But the more that I have talked to a camera, the more I get comfortable with it. Truly, the more I get comfortable with it. And the more that I look forward to creating in this space. You know, if you want to be a motivational speaker and someone who speaks on stage, and you can have those dreams and still be scared of it. Like, I've wanted to be one for so long, but like, it would frighten me, but it never changed the fact that like I still wanted to be one. Certain parts of my life I tried harder than others. Like right now I'm trying harder than I ever have before to get over that fear, but I've still had this goal and dream for, oh, I had to pop my hip. I've had this goal and dream for so long. Like, I still wanted to do it even when I was afraid of it. So just because you're afraid of it now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be afraid of it in the future. So if being a motivational speaker is something that you dream about, I would say that there's probably a reason for it. And that reason is probably because you are a super inspirational person, and you, like, if you really do want to do it, like, I think it's because you actually have some stories, and even if you haven't had those stories happen to you yet, you're going to. Like, you're going to have things that people want to get inspired by. And so I think that if it's your calling to do that and you're afraid of it, embrace that, and maybe that's your story too. You know, because that's kind of what I'm just doing right now, is like, I'm just embracing myself. I'm just letting myself happen. And I can't wait to share this part of my journey. Like, I've already had things happen in my life, and I've had, you know, I've done a lot of things in my life already that I can talk about. And I'm just excited to talk about this process with someone, because I think this is going to be a huge journey. Like, just starting with my own business and starting just this whole artist of life adventure. I think I'm really going to help people in the similar spaces that I was in. I think I'm going to actually be recognized for the space, and I think I'm actually going to be recognized for the space that I take up. And it's not going to be I'm not going to look at myself like I'm taking up too much space. I'm going to be actually seen for that value. And I am seen for that value. But I just know it's only going to get bigger and better and more and more and more. That's because I'm doing things that are uncomfortable. I'm putting myself in a position of growth. Because that's really where uncomfortable, that's what uncomfortable things can do for us, is they make us grow. And I think the more that we put ourselves in those uncomfortable situations, like making these videos, one shot, that's all I get. Like, I don't get to edit, I don't edit these or anything. Like, I just kind of relax. And the more I relax, the more that the viewer feels relaxed, and they don't feel like I'm trying so hard. And like, I used to try so hard to be somebody, man. And I've just learned that you don't have to do that. You are somebody. Dang it. So be that. Be that person. Be that person. Alright guys, that's it. That's 15 minutes. Can't believe I'm not done doing the dishes. I have a lot of them apparently. But I'm going to shut this off. And I'll I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.